So last year I was here for the Susan Thayer event, and I had literally flown back from Mexico that day and raced up to O'Neill for that event. And when I got up there, it was when the water was bad. You guys remember that? And I couldn't drink the water in Mexico, and they're like, "Don't drink the water in O'Neill." I'm like, "What?" And so, but I had an amazing encounter down there. Lots of amazing encounters with Christ in the least of these, in the distressing disguise of the poor. And one of those times, we showed up with a few chickens and some tortillas and some hot sauce and some hot peppers. Can't forget that, right? And we were just eating and hanging out, and then all of a sudden there was this woman that was carried over to where we were at. And the reason she was carried over is she was beaten up so badly the night before that she could barely walk. And they sat her down right next to me. And at one point, as we were eating, I noticed that she was inhaling like a paint thinner through the whole meal, through the whole time. She just had a little bottle, and that's what she was doing. And but why? Because she was numbing a pain that was probably infinitely deeper than her physical beating. And so I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make tacos and hang out. And then I grab my guitar like I usually do, and I played this song. It's become kind of a theme song for our ministry. It's based off of Matthew 5. It says we're supposed to be salt and light, and maybe a little hot sauce. And we're supposed to be that shining city on a hill. It says in Matthew that you don't light a bushel or a lamp and put it under a bushel basket. No, you put it high on a lampstand so it brings light to all in the house. And I was praying with that image. And this song kind of came out of it. It's called Shadows and Cold, and it's about bringing the light of Christ into those darkest places. So an amazing thing happened that I'll tell you about in a second. But I'm going to share a little bit of the song first. In the darkest hour, when they're all alone, when the night is closing in, through the shadows and cold, through the shadows and cold, bring the light into the darkness, let it shine for all to see. Take the light to the darkest night, lift it up to the highest side, and let it shine, yeah, yeah, in the darkest hour, when they're all alone, when the night is closing in, through the shadows and cold, through the shadows and cold, bring light into the darkness, let it shine let it shine for all to see. Take the light to the darkest night, lift it up to the highest height, and let it shine. Yeah, yeah. So as I was playing this song, this woman struggled to get up, and she was using me as a crutch, and she started to dance behind me. After the song, I asked her what was going on there. She said her stomach was dancing. I said, "Did we give you a bad taco?" She said, "No, the baby in my womb was dancing, and I wanted to get up and dance with my baby." I told a little piece of this story last year, but I just got off the plane and I had no time to process what was actually happening there. But the more I prayed about it, I realized that God gave me a light. And Craig gave me an opportunity to bring that light into one of the darkest places on earth. Into the darkness of where these homeless people live, into the darkness of this poor woman's hunger, into the darkness of her abuse, into the darkness of her drug addiction, into the darkness of her hurt, of her pain, of her loneliness, and even into the darkness of her womb. And I would pray into her soul. There's this little old lady I really like. Her name is Mother Teresa. And she said, "There is a light in this world, a healing spirit more powerful than any darkness we may encounter. But we sometimes lose sight of this force when there is suffering or too much pain. But then suddenly the Spirit will emerge through the lives of ordinary people who hear the call and answer in extraordinary ways. We all have light, and there's darkness all around us. And so do we hide it under a bushel basket? Are we ashamed of it? Are we afraid of it? Don't hide it away. Don't be ashamed. Don't hide it away. Don't be afraid to bring light. Bring light into the darkness. Let it shine. Let it shine for all to see. Take the light to the darkest night. Lift it up to the highest height. Yeah, yeah. Bring Lord into the darkness. Let it shine for all to see. Take the light to the darkest night. Lift it up to the highest height and let it shine. Through the shadows and cold, through the shadows and cold.